Ajay, Stephanie, Leslie, Michaela, Dylan, and all of us are the Learnalots.
Hello, Learnalots. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You know, there are a lot of different insects and creatures we have in Bermuda, like the lizards and the tree frogs. Do any of you like playing with the roly-polies or the lizards?
Yes.
Well, why don't we put some information in our supercharged super screen and find out about these creepy crawlies and maybe do some exploring ourselves. Let's have a look.
Hello, Learnalots. I know you want to learn about insects, so why don't you join some of our knowledgeable staff from the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, and they can answer all of your questions.
And if you want to know how we control mosquitoes in Bermuda, come and talk to our environmental health officer for all the facts.
Welcome, Learnalots. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Terry Thompson, and my colleague is Claire Jesse. We work at the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, and we study insects. We heard that you were interested in insects, and today, Claire is going to tell you what we're going to do.
Hi, Learnalots. Today, we're in an agricultural field. This is a field that has crops in it that are grown by farmers, and it's the perfect place to find lots of insects. Okay, the first place you can look for insects is in the grass. Like this grass in front of us, just pull it apart, look down to the soil, and you can find all sorts of beetles and creepy crawlies down here. The other place you can look is actually in the broccoli behind you, because a lot of insects feed on plants, as Miss Thompson said. And so we can find caterpillars and butterflies and bees all in the broccoli behind us. The other place you can look for insects is under rocks. If you can find a big rock, just lift it up, and underneath you'll find all sorts of insects. Okay, and so what we want you to do is collect the insects in these little glass tubes. You can see the insects inside them, and then what we want you to do is put them in these pots. Now, if you want to collect insects at home, make sure you have a ventilated top, okay? It allows the air in so the insects can breathe because they are alive.
Are there any poisonous insects in Bermuda?
Yes, we do have a few poisonous insects in Bermuda. You know the bees that sting and the wasps, they also sting. And sometimes people often refer to things like spiders and centipedes as being insects, although you know that they're not insects. But they can also sting or bite. But in different countries, they have more insects, and some of those are poisonous or can sting. Now, the one that Miss Thompson has in her hand has little spines on the caterpillar here, and in some country, those spines are poisonous. So you would need to be careful before you just go ahead and pick up any insect, because you want to make sure it doesn't bite or sting first of all.
Can you keep different bugs in the same jar?
That's a very good question, Gabriella. Some insects do eat other insects, and so it's possible if you put two different ones in the same jar, one may eat the other one, so you want to be careful. So in this case today, I would say just put one in a jar by itself and then come and collect some more, and then I can tell you whether or not they're going to eat each other. What I think is very important for you to know about insects is that the various stages of their life cycle, they look completely different. For instance, on this leaf, I have several stages of the butterfly that is flying around us today. I have an egg, which is a little tiny yellow dot on this leaf, and I'll have to point it out to you, or you can use your magnifying glass to magnify it. It's very, very small. That egg hatches into a little tiny caterpillar. There's a little tiny caterpillar over here on the corner of this leaf. It's very small. You need to use your magnifying glass again. The caterpillar eats the leaf and gets bigger. And here we have a nice big fat caterpillar right here. Now, when this caterpillar is ready to turn into the butterfly, before it turns into the butterfly, it almost goes to sleep. It doesn't move, it attaches itself to the leaf, and it turns into a cocoon. And here we have a cocoon right here. It doesn't move, it's attached to the leaf, but he's still alive. And inside he's turning into a butterfly. When he's ready to hatch, he'll break open the cocoon just like this. This is an empty one. And you'll fly away, and those are the white butterflies that you see. So it's very important when you look at these life stages that you can recognize that just because it's different, it might actually be the same type of insect. Now, you know that a lot of insects people regard as being bad insects, like mosquitoes and cockroaches and that sort of thing. But a lot of people don't know that there are a lot of good insects as well. This caterpillar that you can see here, this beautiful yellow, black, and white caterpillar, I've got one in my hand as well. Do you want to hold it? There you go. Be very gentle with it. This caterpillar turns into that beautiful butterfly that you all might have seen. It's orange, big orange and black butterfly called the Monarch Butterfly. It's one of our most beautiful ones in Bermuda. And this caterpillar looks nothing at all like the butterfly, but it will one day turn into a beautiful butterfly. The plant that it's feeding on is called a milkweed plant, and the caterpillar likes this plant, and it won't eat anything else. It'll just eat milkweed. Now, the caterpillar itself has these bright stripes on it. The butterfly has that bright red and black, and those are danger signs. The red, you know, is a danger, and those are for predators. If a bird is interested in eating the butterfly or eating the caterpillar, it's trying to tell it, don't eat me, I'm poisonous. This plant has a very poisonous juice, and the caterpillar, feeding on the plant, eats the juice and ingests all the nasty juice, and that makes the predator sick if it eats it. So if a bird ate this caterpillar, it would throw up. So, to stop it being eaten, it has these bright markings on it. Yeah, you have a question?
So if the monarch didn't eat this plant, they wouldn't have those bright colors?
That's probably right. Some of the other caterpillars in Bermuda, the green ones and the black ones, those are just sort of ordinary colors. And that means that it's basically okay to eat. But these have evolved such striking markings, and the butterflies are such beautiful colors. But it's really a sign for all the things that might eat them.
Okay, this is a citrus plant, and this is a normal, healthy leaf on a citrus plant. And these leaves in here look like something's wrong. See how they're all twisted and distorted? And if you look at them closely, you'll see that an insect is making little mines to build up. It's called a citrus leaf miner. This was a recently discovered pest in Bermuda. And see how it affects the leaves? So you know that something's wrong. If you look at this healthy leaf, and then you look at this, it doesn't look right.
Will this harm the fruit?
We have not seen any of the damage from this pest on the fruit in Bermuda, but it does harm the fruit in other countries. In this shot we have ants and we have aphids. The aphids are the little round insects, and the ants are acting as a messenger, because what they're doing is telling us that we have an insect problem. A sucking insect problem, because the aphids are sucking the sap from the plant, and what the aphids can't digest is excreted as a sweet substance, and the ants are attracted to that. And so that's why the ants are hanging around these aphids. But basically we have an insect problem, and it's not the ant problem, it's the aphids. But the ants are giving us information. They're telling us that we do have a problem here.
Inside each of these bumps is a little tiny insect. It's a scale insect. It's very, very small. You'd need your magnifying glasses to have a look at them. But as it's feeding on the stem of the oleander, it causes this great big bump to come up. And it causes all of this on the tree. And all of these insects are feeding on the juice of the tree, so they're taking away from the energy of the tree again. And so this is another bad insect.
Now guys, we did all that collecting out in the field, and now we're going to get to look at the stuff close up under the microscope. I'm going to, we're looking at the oleander. I'm going to take out one of the scales that sits right in the middle of the lumps that it causes on the oleander, and I'm going to put it on here so that we can look at that even closer. But I'd like for you to do that as well. Who would like to look at this?
Finally, we had a chance to get a closer look at the aphids that were damaging the milkweed plant. Wow, they look totally different under the microscope.
yes, you know what time it is, kids. It's Nutty time. Professor Irvin Mervin Nutty. All right, now today I've got a wonderful, crazy, wacky, exciting experiment. But first of all, I'm going to put on my safety goggles, as always, which you kids should do. All right. So, first, what you want to do is get yourself some mothballs. Get your folks to help you with this. Mothballs are poisonous, so watch out. Make sure you wash your hands as soon as you finish handling them. Big thing of water. Get yourself water. Make sure you can see it. Get a vase or whatever. You want to get yourself some vinegar. Nice bottle of vinegar and some baking soda. Now, watch carefully. I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar to this water. Not a lot. About that much. That's all we need, okay? Then, I'm going to add the baking soda. About, I would say, what? Half a teaspoon? Half a teaspoon. Very gently, okay? Otherwise, this is going to create quite an eruption, so make sure it's very gentle. There we go. There you go. You see? That's why you have to be extremely gentle with this. Now, for the final phase of the experiment, we're going to add the mothballs to this crazy-looking fizzy water, all right? Which you shouldn't drink because it's vinegar and water and mothballs. Ugh, bad, trust me. Okay, let's add. Let's see what happens. As you can see, carbon dioxide gas bubbles created from this mixture are accumulating around the mothballs, causing them to rise. Once the mothballs reach the surface, the carbon dioxide gas bubbles pop, they fall back down again. The fizz, carbon dioxide gas bubbles are actually lighter than air, thus this is why they can lift things to the surface. There you go, another exciting experiment from yours truly, Professor